All right, what's going on, boys? Welcome in for another NASCAR Cup Series breakdown at Rum Pure Bets. Obviously, it's Keg with my guy Coop. As always, we do it every week here. And football season's crazy, but we're still going to try to bang out the NASCAR content. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Smash the like button for us. It's all we ask. Also, if you're a hardcore recreational bettor and you want to sign up with RPB. It's only $60 a month, and it's well worth it considering all the content, articles, picks, the Discord. You get a ton of stuff here for a really low price. So check them out and hit that like button. What's going on, Coop?
Nothing, man. Excited for the race tonight. Glad we should have some really good racing with that upper groove coming in last night. So shouldn't take long for them to get it to go in tonight. So I think we'll see a lot of passing. A lot of bumping, a lot of grinding.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's our favorite race of the year. This Bristol night race is just literally the best thing going in NASCAR. So I'm excited. The playoffs are here. Last week did you put it in the Rum Pure Bets, the Rum Pure Discord as well? The 70 to 1 on
Bubba Top Toyota. A couple minutes.
Yeah, well, we got on. Coop got us on Bubba to win the race at 20 to 1. I barely looked at anything last week. I leaned on Coop and he got us home at really great prices while I was dealing with the NFL. So Coop, you're on. You know what? Between the two of us, we got 5 outrights. And they're all different people. We're currently in the current state that we're at. But you like the drivers I'm on, and I like the drivers you're on. So I'm probably going to take another guy, one of the guys that you're on. But let's start at the top of the board. Denny 5.5 to 1. He's the odds-on favorite, but we don't know if he's going to have a steering issue. And it's almost impossible to pay that price tag, considering we don't know if his car is going to be A-OK for the entire race. So scratch him off the list. Kyle Larson, although you and I both expect him to be really, really good, and he can totally win the race if his car is in good shape. But 5.5 to 1's a tough tag on a car if you don't know it's 100%. I bet Kyle Larson at 7 to 1. I like him. Coop also likes him. Coop, did you decide whether or not you were going to get on him?
No, I'm not going to get on either him or Harvick. I'm going to wait.
Okay. All right. So, but you like him. You think he's a contender.
Yeah, I just think there's going to be so much strategy and, chaos and, like, at the end of the first stage, 20 laps left, caution falls. Like, it's going to change everything around because do you stay out? Do you pit? Do I need the stage points? What am I racing for? So,
right.
Like, it's going to completely change everything around if that were to happen. So, and I don't care. It might not happen a lap 20 left. It might be 50 laps left. But at some point, it's going to happen, and it's going to change the whole outlook of the race.
So Kyle Busch, who can't get out of his own way this year, has caused some of his issues himself, has been incredibly unlucky at times, but for whatever reason, he cannot get right this year. Now, the news comes out, right? He's done with Gibbs. He's going to sign with Childress, right?
Yep.
So he's got that behind him now. And if there was ever one track for this kid to get right and get back on to where he normally is, it's Bristol. He's the best to ever do it here, period. Like, I know Rusty Wallace, not Rusty Wallace, Darrell Waltrip was a fucking machine here. But, man, Kyle Busch is the best to ever do it at this track, period. So, and he's had a very good car all year. Now, you hit him at 8 to 1. Now that's a no-brainer bet from the perspective that he's been like 4.5, 5-1 to win this race in years past, and he's got a really good car. But God, Coop, it's so, considering how much money that the dude has cost us, it's scary to hit the button. Like I've had my finger on the button because I'm with you at 8-1. It's a no-brainer value play, but I'm scared to hit the button with all the money the dude has cost us this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's other things that you can compare to in other sports, I'm sure, but you can't make a bet, thinking one that somebody's going to wreck or not have a good car. You can only base it upon what from the beginning.
I don't disagree, but you and I always say that momentum, or when you're running bad, matters. Like it's contagious week to week to week, right, in NASCAR. So I mean, yeah. So you're on him, and I get the play. I haven't decided if I'm going to be on him yet. I don't know. I have to. I'm still undecided, but I understand why you're on him, and I might be on him. Chris Bell, he's at 8-1. I mean, neither of us. We think that he's live, maybe, but at that price tag, we both agree that it's impossible to bet him. Kevin Harvick at 8.5-1. I bet him. I know you like him. I know you think he could win the race. He's the second best driver here, probably, right? Now,
he would be the third if Kurt Busch was here. So
well, Kurt Busch is fucking. He's seeing stars, Scoop.
Right.
Still. So that, I mean, so all right, but yeah, I mean, he looked great in practice. Now we talked last night. We're not entirely sure how much practice is going to matter now that the rubber's really coming in, and especially that top line is going to be there tonight, and it wasn't there in qualifying, really.
Yeah, I'm trying to throw away them practice numbers.
Right.
I don't think they mean a diddly squat right now because the track's
so then, like, when you're basing your handicap, right? Because I'm on Harvick and Larson, and you're on Busch, Elliott, and Blaney right now, right? But let's put that aside for a minute. When you're handicapping here, what are you handicapping? The driver's track history and just the overall speed of the cars on short tracks this year, like cars that are coming into the race fast. Like what's the part of the handicap besides who drives well here?
I mean, I don't know. There's a bunch of little different things. You hit on a lot, like speed on the short tracks, the momentum piece, etc. I'm just trying to build a card because I think you got to have 2 to 3 drivers there at the end because, again, somebody's going to take somebody out. At the end, we're not going to see what happened last night. There will be a wreck tonight. So we'll wait and see. But I'm just trying to build a card. Try to have some drivers who I feel that'll be there at the end.
So you're after Harvick in the odds. Elliott's 10-1. Would you tell people to not get on that bet, or do you still not mind that bet?
Oh man, I wouldn't bet Elliott right now. I'd wait and see, how the race plays out. No need to bet him right now.
Ryan Blaney's 12-1. You got him at 15-1. He's been very good here. I think that he's been there late, man, a few times that he's just been unlucky. So I don't mind the Blaney call at all. But another guy that, if you throw the All-Star race out, has not won a race this year.
Yeah, right. But Blaney's dead.
Why? What happened?
Bob Pacross picked him to win.
Oh, God.
Pacross, when he picks out his top 5, the winner never wins. Never.
Yeah, he's bad. He's bad. Logano 15-1. Briscoe 15-1. One driver that I think you and I think is live, right? Joey could be there at the end. You never know with him.
Yeah, he could be. He's another driver you just got to watch and evaluate.
Almirola's on the pole. We both expect him to drop through the field like a stone. Briscoe, do you think he inevitably drops through the field?
I don't know if he drops through the field. Maybe he drops through the top 10, and finishes 8th or 9th. I don't know, maybe 5th or 6th. I don't know, but I have a hard time seeing Chase Briscoe stay up there for 500 laps.
What do you think?
Last night, I think the best time, like if you think Briscoe has a good car, just wait until he gets pushed back a little bit, and then see if he'd make a little bit better charge. Because I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get a better number at that point than what he is right now.
So what do you think about Alex Bowman? I didn't ask you that last night. I don't think.
I think he'll drop like Amarola.
Chastain's 20-1. I didn't really have any interest in him right now, anyway. Tyler Reddick 25-1. Going into the week, you and I both hated him. Now it's interesting only because, listen, man, the handicap on Kyle Larson tonight is once that high line comes in and there's 370 laps to go in this race, there's a good chance he's going to be the fastest car on the track based on how good he can ride the wall. So, like, Tyler Reddick is the second best probably driver on the track that rides the wall. Has it changed for you at all?
I'm still wait and see. I don't know. I really don't. Guy hasn't been good here. The guy's had a lot of issues this year. With blown up cars, flat tires, you name it. But he's had a good car just about every week. He hasn't been good on the concrete this year, so I'm just waiting to see what's happening with Tyler. He could be a surprise, but no need to rush to bet Tyler Reddick.
Past that, it's like Marty, Byron, Cindric, Bubba, Keselowski sitting at 50-1, Jones. Did you take a shot? Did I see in the Discord that you bet something at like 200-1 to win the race or something?
Yeah, I bet Suarez and Buescher at 200-1 on FanDuel. Every other book had them at 100 or less. So, 200's a bad number. So I'd take a little shot here and there, mostly to use it for a cash out option possibly if it gets to that point.
Did FanDuel beat the 12-1 numbers that they had on the top 5 at DK?
FanDuel doesn't have top 5s.
Oh, it's only top 3 and top 10?
Yeah. Hold on, let me tell you. Their top. Who are you asking about?
Buescher and Suarez are like 12-1 on DK to hit the top 5.
Suarez is 12-1 for a top 3. Buescher's 31.
30-1 to hit the top 3.
31.
Yeah, that's about right though. That like FanDuel DK is at 25-1 basically. So all right, I just wanted to know what those numbers were. So I guess that's the outright market. Top 5s, top 10s. Were there any top 10s that you liked?
I mean, similar to what we talked about last night, there's, some out there that if you want to throw some, change on it, you can. But, we talked about Stenhouse, we talked about Dinger, we talked about Buescher, we talked about, there was another one, Eric Jones, would probably be the 4 that I would lean on from a number perspective. But again, I feel confident that one of them will get there. Which one, I have no freaking clue. Possibly two of them, who knows? But I don't know. It's a risky bet, man, because you're just throwing out there hoping. Like, I don't want to, place a bet for hope.
Yeah, and like we were talking about it on last night's show on my YouTube channel. Like this week in particular, the props are really bad. Like outside of the outright market.
Yeah. There's no edge in it in getting that top 10. Like, you're betting Bubba at 70-1 or 100-1 to be the top Toyota. He only has to beat 4 or 5 of the cars. I mean, and, of course I'm always going to bet that number. But, like, they got to beat a lot of cars. They got to avoid the attrition themselves. Like, I don't know. It's just a lot. Like, how these people bet top 10s at negative numbers just baffles me.
Yeah, when you got 30 cars behind you, when you hit the top 10, it's bonkers, bro. So let me ask you a question, because the weekly specials are pretty bad, but what manufacturer would you make the favorite to run 1-2 tonight?
Which one would I make the favorite to run 1-2?
Yeah.
I think I would put Ford and Toyota at even numbers.
And where would Chevy be?
I think Chevy would probably be, like, if I put them at plus 200, I'd put Chevy at plus 250.
So you don't think there's any value in like Ford finish 1-2 plus 750, Chevy finish 1-2 plus 600?
The Ford I do, because like the way I look at it, for Ford you have Harvick, you have Blaney, you have Briscoe, you have Logano. Those are your 4 main contenders. For Toyota, you've got Denny, Kyle, and Chris Bell. For Chevy, I just say Larson, because all the other drivers in Chevy are wild cards for me.
Yeah,
like,
but you don't know,
Bowman.
like you're right, but you don't know, like if Chase or Reddick's car wake up, or Chastain, they'll be up there. You know what I mean?
Right, but again, like, what if Buescher and Keselowski and Cindric wake up?
Yeah, true, fair.
Like, I just think there's more solid picks for Ford and Toyota than what there is for Chevy this week.
You never see all 3 manufacturers to run 1-2 at the lowest odds of 6-1 and plus 750.
Right, but I think, like, you should also take into consideration Chevy's plus 170 to win, Toyota's plus 170 to win, and Ford's plus 200 to win.
Yeah, it's wide open.
You rarely ever see it that close.
100%. Yeah, it's wide open. I agree.
Right. Because usually you have an odds-on favorite, and then you have the middleman, and then you have a distance third.
And your favorite is usually like plus 110 or even money.
Somewhere in that ballpark, yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's why I can't do, if I was going to do it, it'd be Ford to finish 1-2. Overall, their cars look the best. They've been the best, in my opinion, on the short tracks this year as a group. So it would be Ford for me. But I don't know if I can, because, I mean, it could go Ford first, Chevy second.
It could, Coop. It's 7.5 to 1. You don't think it's worth taking a shot at 7.5 to 1? That's high. When you and I have hit this bet 3 times before, and we've hit it at plus 350, plus 550, and somewhere in between. I mean, 7.5 to 1. That's bonkers.
Yeah, I mean, Ford would be my one if I were to do it.
Yeah, I might take a shot.
I just think they have the most drivers, available, most different scenarios.
I'll tell you what, if you and I had any solid belief in what Tyler Reddick was going to do tonight, Kevin Harvick and Tyler Reddick to hit the top 5 is 10-1. That's not a bad price. But it's impossible to know what Tyler Reddick's going to do tonight.
Yeah, it's impossible.
I don't see any other weekly special, I think, even worth talking about.
Nah, the team's numbers are too risky.
Yeah.
To get all of them in the race in the top 10.
All right. Top manufacturer. Who would you give the edge to race winning manufacturer? Toyota or Ford?
Ford.
They're actually the best price on the board at 2-1.
Right. I just think they have the most options.
Yeah, I don't disagree because Stewart-Haas didn't look bad, and Penske's always there. You can always count on 1 or 2 cars to be up there at Bristol. Top Chevy, Larson is 2-1. He deserves to be, and that's why he's pretty close to unbettable. Can't really bet him, but I agree with the price. Top Ford, we like Kevin Harvick and Blaney, right? But man, it's hard to take Kevin Harvick at plus 260 when we've been cashing on him all year at 4-1 plus 480.
Yeah, I like Harvick and Blaney, but I don't like him enough to think that Briscoe or Logano couldn't be there,
right?
Or even one of these other drivers, Cindric, Keselowski, Buescher.
Those prices on Keselowski and Buescher are nice though.
But how do you bet that? How do you feel confident throwing $100 on that?
Well, the first thing you have to do is set the line in your what do you think the true odds of Keselowski finishing the top 4 are? Well beyond 16-1.
I don't know. If they race this race 16 times, I think he could be the top 4 one of those 16 times.
How many times has he been the top 4 this year, you think?
I don't know.
Probably at least once, right? Just from randomness.
Maybe not. I don't know.
So top Toyota, you made a bet. You took Kyle Busch at plus 280 against basically Hamlin and Bell because Marty Gibbs and Bubba did not look very good. So I don't mind that bet. It's like taking one guy in a group of 3, basically. Although it's not a group of 3. And I guess theoretically you can get fucked. It's still basically a group of 3. So I don't mind that bet. Any matchups that you saw that you liked that are on the board now? Last night
you talked about Larson over Hamlin. Do you have any more conviction on that?
Oh yeah, well, yeah, I like that because it's even money. I don't think Denny Hamlin should be minus 120 in that head-to-head. So I don't mind that at even money on Kyle Larson. I think that's a fair price.
I don't mind the Chase Briscoe at minus 110 over Amarillo.
I don't mind that either because I think last night your logic was sound. I mean, when you said he's led 3 laps in 24 races and he's had 4 top 10s or something in 24 races, Almirola should drop through the field like a stone.
You know how many top 10s Martin Truex has here?
How many?
He's raced here 31 times. How many top 10s do you think he has?
5.
4.
That's unbelievable.
Because I was looking for matchups against him, but like I just can't. There was one. I think it was Reddick. Yeah. No. Yeah, Reddick. Reddick's a minus 105 against Truex.
That's a risky bet, though. I don't know what to expect from him.
Definitely agree. Definitely agree.
I don't mind
the one I got, which was Blaney against Reddick. So, I'm probably just going to stick with that.
Yeah. I don't mind your Briscoe over Almirola call.
Right.
David, we are basically on every week. We're not on the DFS side anymore. They're not doing the show on Sundays because of football. And I think something happened last week, which is why we weren't on. But we're going to basically be here every week until the season's over, and every Friday night on the Sports Keg YouTube channel, breaking down the race. So, yeah, we'll be here until the end of the year. All right, so the last thing are groups.
Yeah, I mean, I got Blaney in Group C at 250, I think. I still don't mind the Harvick plus 200 in Group B. Haven't pulled that yet.
I don't mind that, but that price is a little short.
A little short. Yep, a little short. But what are you going to do? It started at 220. I don't know. Maybe not.
I think, Coop, I'm just going to bet the outright market this week, and go and bet live. Have you decided? Are you just going to roll with those 3 going into the race?
As of right now, yes. I'm going to roll with those 3.
I think that's where I'm at too. I'm going to roll with those 2. And man, the one guy that I may or may not get on is Kyle Busch. I haven't decided yet, but either those 2 or 3, and then, just live bet the race. Hopefully we can get good numbers on people we think will be there late. So yeah, I guess that's it really. So I'm only betting the outright market. I got Larson and Harvick going into the race, and I might bet Busch. Coop's got Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney and Chase Elliott, but stay off Elliott, he would advise. But Coop's got a couple props that he bet. So he's got Top Toyota, Kyle Busch at plus 280. And your matchup's no longer available, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen my matchup post qualifying available on DK. I'm not sure about other books, but it was Ryan Blaney at minus 105 over Tyler Reddick.
And the only other bet that you made was Top Toyota Kyle Busch.
No, yeah, I made that, and I made I think it's Group 3 or C, Blaney plus 250 over Logano, Truex, and Byron.
Would you tell people to bet them now at plus 180?
No.
Oh, okay. So that doesn't count. All right. So that's it, boys. Good luck this week. Tomorrow, I would assume from 12 to 1 that JJ will have an NFL pregame show going into 1 o'clock. Today at 4 o'clock, I'll be live on the Sports Keg YouTube channel. We'll be live all night long, live betting the UFC, NASCAR. Coop will be on. The boys will be on. College football. And then tomorrow from 12:30 until 8 o'clock, we'll be live for NFL Live Line, just live betting the entire day. So coming up next in about a half an hour, I'll be right back to break down UFC Fight Night. That starts at 4 o'clock. Aside from that, I hope you guys crush today. Do it responsibly. We'll see you next week. Later.